Excelentíssimo Presidente Vladimir Putin,
Your Excellency,
eu quero lhe dar os
President
parabéns
Vladimir Putin,
por
I
essa
would like to
vitória em nome dos
congratulate you
BRICS
for
que está
this
sendo realizada nesses
successful
dias.
BRICS meeting which is
E
being
mesmo
held these years.
sem estar pessoalmente em Kazan,
Even though I'm not
quero
in
registrar
Kazan
minha
in person, I
satisfação
would like to
em me
acknowledge
dirigir aos
how
companheiros dos
pleased
BRICS.
I am to be
Quero
addressing my
agradecer o
BRICS
apoio
brothers
que
and
os
sisters. I
membros
would
do
like to
grupo têm
thank
estendido
the
à
group
presidenta
members
brasileira
for
do
their
G20.
support in
Seu respaldo
Brazil's
foi
presidency of the
fundamental
G20.
para
Your support
avançar
has
em
been crucial to
iniciativas que são
advance
cruciais
essential
para a
initiatives
redução
for
das
reducing
desigualdades,
inequalities
como a
such as
taxação de
taxing
super
the
ricos.
super rich.
Nossos países
Our
implementaram nas
countries
últimas
have
décadas
implemented
políticas sociais
successful
exitosas
social
que podem
policies that can
servir de
serve as an
exemplo
example for
para
the
o
rest
resto
of
do
the
mundo.
world in
A
recent
Aliança
years.
Global
The
contra a
Global
Fome e a
Alliance Against
Pobreza
Hunger and
já
Poverty
está em fase
is
avançada
already
de
in an
adesões.
advanced stage of
Convido
membership.
todos
I
a
invite
se tomar a
everyone to
iniciativa
join
que
the
nasceu no
initiative,
G20,
which was born
mas
at the
está
G20
aberta
but is
a
open
outros
to
participantes.
other
O
participants.
BRICS é ator
BRICS is an
incontornável no
essential player
enfrentamento
in
da mudança do
tackling
clima.
climate change.
Não há
There is no
dúvida
doubt that
de
the
que a maior
greatest
responsabilidade
responsibility
recai sobre os
lies
países
with
ricos,
rich countries
cujo
whose
histórico de
emissions
emissões
record has
culminou na crise
culminated in the
climática
climate
que
crisis
nos
that
aflige
afflicts
hoje.
us today.
É
It is
preciso ir além
necessary
dos
to
100
go
bilhões
beyond the
anuais
100
prometidos
billion
e não
promised
cumpridos e
annually and
fortalecer
not
medidas de
fulfilled and
monitoramento
strengthen
dos
measures to
compromissos
monitor the
assumidos.
commitments made.
Os dados da
Scientific
ciência exprimem
data
sentido de
expresses
urgência
an
sem
unprecedented
precedentes.
sense
O
of
planeta
urgency.
é
The
só
planet is
e seu futuro
one,
depende
and
da
its
ação
future
coletiva.
depends on collective
Também cabe
action.
aos países
It is
emergentes
also up to
fazer
emerging
sua
countries to
parte
do their
para
part
limitar
to
o
limit the
aumento da
rise in
temperatura
global
global
temperature
a
to
1,5
1.5
Na
degrees. At
COP30 em Belém,
COP30 in Belém,
vamos juntos
together,
mostrar que
we
é
will show
possível
that it is
conciliar
possible to
maior
reconcile
ambição em
greater
nossas
ambition in our
contribuições
nationally
nacionalmente
determined
determinadas
contributions
com o
with the
princípio das
principle of
responsabilidades
common
comuns
but
mais diferenciadas.
differentiated
Na
responsibilities.
presidência brasileira dos BRICS,
The Brazilian
queremos
BRICS
reafirmar
presidency,
a
we
vocação do
want to
bloco na
reaffirm the
luta por
bloc's
um mundo
vocation
multipolar
in the
e
fight
por
for a
relações menos
multipolar world and
assimétricas
for
entre
less
os países.
asymmetrical
Não
relations between
podemos
countries. We
aceitar
cannot
a
accept
imposição
the
de
imposition
apartheid
of
no
apartheid
acesso
in
a vacinas
access
e
to vaccines
medicamentos,
and
como
medicines
ocorreu
as
na pandemia,
occurred during
nem
the
no
pandemic,
desenvolvimento
nor
da
in the
inteligência
development of
artificial que
artificial
caminha
intelligence,
para
which is
tornar-se
on its way to
privilégio de
becoming a
poucos.
privilege
Precisamos
of
fortalecer
few.
nossa
We
capacidade
need to strengthen
tecnológica
our
e
technological
favorecer a
capabilities
adoção
and
de
encourage
marcos
the adoption
multilaterais
of
não
non-exclusive
excludentes, em que a
multilateral
voz dos
frameworks
governos
in which the voice of
preponderem
governments
sobre interesses
prevails
privados.
over private
Os
interests.
BRICS foi
BRICS
responsável
has
por
been
parcela
responsible for a
significativa do
significant
crescimento
portion of
econômico
global
mundial
economic growth
das
in
últimas
recent
décadas.
decades.
Juntos,
Together,
somos
we are
mais de
over
3,6 bilhões de pessoas
3.6
que
billion
integram o
people who are
mercado
part
dinâmico
of
com elevada
dynamic
mobilidade
markets with
social.
high social mobility. We
Representamos
represent
36% do PIB global
36% of global
por
GDP
paridade
by
de poder de
purchasing
compra.
power parity.
Contamos com
We have
72% da terra
72% of the
raras do
planet's
planeta,
rare earths,
76%
75% of the manganese, and 50% of the graphite. However, financial flows continue to flow to rich nations. It is a Marshall Plan in reverse in which emerging and developing economies finance the developed world. BRICS initiatives and institutions break with this logic. Business Council actions have contributed to expanding trade between us. Brazilian exports to BRICS countries grew 12-fold between 2003 and 2023. BRICS is currently the origin of almost a third of Brazil's imports. The Women's Business Alliance is creating networks to foster women's economic empowerment and combating persistent gender inequality through the interbank cooperation mechanism. Our national development banks will establish credit lines in local currencies, which will reduce transaction costs for small and medium-sized enterprises. The new development bank, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, has invested in the infrastructure needed to strengthen our economies and promote a just and sovereign transition. Under the leadership of Sister Dilma Rousseff, the NDB currently has a portfolio of almost 100 projects, financing in the order of $33 billion. It was designed to succeed where the Bretton Woods institutions continue to fail. Rather than even offering programs that impose conditionalities, the NDB finances projects aligned with national priorities. Rather than furthering disparities, its governance is based on equal voting. Now is the time to move forward with creating alternative payment methods for transactions between our countries. It's not about replacing our currencies, but we need to work to ensure that the multipolar order we desire is reflected in the international financial system. This discussion needs to be approached seriously, cautiously, and with technical solidity, but it cannot be postponed any further. Many insist on dividing the world into friends and enemies. But the most vulnerable are not interested in simplistic dichotomies. What they want is plenty of food, decent work, and quality, universally accessible public schools and hospitals. It is a healthy environment without climate events that put its survival at risk. It is a life of peace without weapons that victimize innocent people. As President Erdogan said at the UN General Assembly, Gaza has become the world's largest cemetery for children and women in the world. This folly is now spreading to the West Bank and Lebanon. Avoiding escalation and initiating peace negotiations is also crucial in the conflict in Ukraine. As we have two wars with the potential to become global, it is essential to restore our ability to work together towards common goals. Therefore, the motto of the Brazilian presidency will be strengthening cooperation in the Global South for more inclusive and sustainable governance. I hope, my brothers and sisters, to see you at the next summit for us to build another chapter of our common history. Thank you very much, President Putin, and thank you, brothers and sisters in Kazan.